Hey guys, it's Mickey from Modern C10. I'm down here at the shop late tonight and I'm going over some body fitment issues on this C10. It's a 69 long bed. I thought I found some interesting things that you guys might want to see or learn about. So I'm going to make a quick little video just going over factory doors and aftermarket doors, and just maybe throw in a little bit of information that might help you out on deciding what you would do with your next project. So let me spin the camera around and put it on the truck, and I want to show you guys. Okay guys, here we are looking at the truck. So these are the new doors. But what I'll show you is when we had the factory doors on here, there was a video we did previously. Pretty much we were trying to reuse the factory doors because this fit up around the window frame was really pretty good. And it's just one of those things that I knew we would fight that if we got aftermarket doors. So I really tried to reuse the factory ones. However, they had, somebody attempted repairs on them before. Basically the whole bottom of that was all rotted out. This was all rotted out. And they had just filled it with spray foam. And then up here, right through the middle of the door, they done what we called cave and pave. And when we came and cut the lower section out of the door and found all that stuff, we tried to straighten it out and do a clean repair, but at the end of the day, we just wasn't going to be happy with the finished product, so we had to move on. You got to wonder, are you money ahead? You know, you're not having to strip all the mud out of this door, you're not having to strip all the paint off of it. You know, getting this coating off here, it's real easy to get that off. But it's not like years of paint and body filler and all the other things that have been piled on here. So you don't got to pull a bunch of dents out. You know, you don't got old body work to contend with. So you got to wonder, at what point do you just use an aftermarket door versus a factory one? Well, it's like I said in previous videos, I knew that we were going to get better fitment out of the factory door, but we have all the rust to contend with, all the previous body work we got to go back and repair. So we tried, we got into one door. We were probably, I don't know, I'd have to look, 10, 12 hours into it and decided that was too much time. I don't want to invest that into the other side. So let's go ahead and get a new set of doors. So we got the new doors up here, and right off the bat, what we noticed when we bolted them up, you know, the factory pillar right here, let me zoom to where I can see it. Factory pillar right here, it's slotted. We had the door slid all the way back as far as we could get it. And you could still stick your entire hand in here. I mean, I can almost get my finger in there right now, but you could stick your whole hand in there. I could actually see all the way through the door jamb. So I knew that wasn't gonna work. Plus this was all pinched off up here. So we're like, damn. So we moved the door as far back as we can. Can't get nothing out of it. I thought, well, let's measure the door and make sure it's the same length as the factory one. We checked it. The outside skin is actually the exact same length, which was surprising. But where the door's put together might not be quite right. So then we thought, well, before we invest a lot of time modifying this one, let's go look at a truck that is already put together and done and see how that goes. You know, see how it looks. So a neighbor of mine has a 69 Chevy C10, little short wide bed, clean truck. We go down, we look at it, and not knocking the guy's truck or nothing, but the body gaps fit like absolute trash. There is, I mean, you can stick your whole hand in here. Paint's getting knocked off up here where it's rubbing the fender. The door is just, it's just terrible all the way around it. It's really not that great. It's probably good for a garage build, you know, if you did it at home by yourself and you don't have the equipment or the know-how to do a super nice job. But for what we're trying to put out, it would be unacceptable. So after seeing that, I'm like, well, I know that's probably just how these trucks are. So if we want it better than that, we're going to have to really go in here and do some modifications. So we started off by adding some shim plates in behind the hinges. I don't know if you'll be able to get in there and see that or not, but added some shim plates behind the hinges that pushed the door back. to where it was workable. Okay, it's still not perfect, but it's workable right there. So we basically tried to find a happy medium. Our body lines, of course, none of them line up. You know, one's too high, one's too low, but we kind of split the difference, and we can work with that. We got the door gap back here enough that we can add a little bit of weld to it and grind it in. Like in this video, you might not be able to see it, but it's a lot tighter up here, and then it opens up, and then it gets tighter down here at the bottom, and it's not consistent at all. So we know we're gonna have to weld that up, but that part's not really a big issue. Adding the shim plates to the front and sliding the door back, that made a big difference. So that was a win. But up here, this is where we're gonna really fight this deal. We're almost touching right here. I'm looking through the camera right now as I'm talking, and it looks a lot bigger than what it is, but that's actually, there's only about a 1/16 in there. And then it opens up to about 3/8 right here. I could almost fit my pinky in it. And then the radius changes at the top. Basically, this radius is much larger than this one. And this is almost touching in this corner, but it's bent really sharp. So for us to keep a 3/16 gap all the way around there, I'm going to have to actually change the radius of that door frame. Then as you work your way up the top, it's literally touching right there. You can see where it's already scratched the paint a couple of times. And then this wedge just changes, this whole angle changes all the way down. I mean, my finger's all the way inside there, through there. So what do? You know, seems like just buy a new door will fix all your problems, but realistically, new doors have their own problems. So let's look at this side. I mean, they were consistent. It was pretty similar deal. You know, we're too tight right there. Our radius is way off in this corner. You might be able to see. I can get a little further back on this side. See how big the radius there is and how tight it is right there. You know, so it's almost like we need to split this guy, bring that down, get that gap right, pull it this way, kind of shorten this leg a little bit here. Like, it definitely needs some manipulating. It's not as easy as just, we'll just go build some weld up right here and then grind it back down, because you have a style line right here. So you want this to look correct. You don't want this straight line and then this one swinging way out here just to fit the gap. So you don't want that. So it's not as simple as just go weld where you need to and then grind it back in. It's just not that easy. So these issues we're talking about, these are just gapping issues, right? But then you have the issues of the door actually fitting against the body, where you can come in and you can get it really flush in some spots, and then it's sticking out a 1/4 inch or better in other spots. So then you got to go in and manipulate that whole deal. But when we do it with the weather stripping in it. So I've got brand new weather stripping right over there. We'll put that in, we'll install that on the pinch weld, and then we'll get the door shutting the way we want it, and then we'll start manipulating that. So it's not unheard of for us to come in here and split this door right here, the inner door shell, and manipulate this skin to get it to fit the way we want it to. You know, it's kind of scary the first time you do it, but you just got to give it what it wants. If that's what it wants, that's what you got to give it. Make it fit right. There's other things like, let's see if I can get it, where kind of look down and we'll be flush with the rocker here, flush with the rocker there, and then the door really dips in. See right through here. So we're going to have to definitely reshape the bottom of that door. So moral of the story, guys, is, you know, just buying a set of new doors doesn't fix all your problems. They have their own set of problems. So whereas me and the customer talked about, you know, the billing of the original work on the door, man, it sucks. And, you know, I hate that we wasted that time, but really, it's like, what do you do? If we would have just not even tried to use the factory doors and we would have went right to these and put these on here, then you would see all these issues we're having, and the easy answer would be, well, damn, why didn't we just why didn't we just use the factory ones? You know, they're going to fit better. So with that being said, we kind of had to give the factory ones a try first. So yeah, we ate some time. We lost some labor on that deal, but I mean, we kind of have to give them a try before we do this, you know. These are a long ways away from fitting, but we got them at least to where they're workable now. And to get them even workable, guys, this was probably about a 10-hour deal to get both these doors workable. It wasn't like we just slapped them on and they just fit like this and we were like, all right, start welding. You know, so this alone took some manipulating to get it where it's at now. So here's the deal, guys. When you choose us to do a project for you, we're on your team now, okay? There's never a time that we're like, man, how long can I drag this out and milk this guy? It's just not something we're thinking about, okay? We're trying to give you the best product that we can, but within reason. We're trying to spend your money like it's ours, you know? If I was building this truck for myself, I absolutely would have tried to use the factory doors. Matter of fact, I did use the factory doors on my truck. So I like the factory stuff. I think that you do get a better fit at the end of the day. And if you can save them, save them. But there's a point in a project that you get to where we're so deep into that one door, knowing we're not even done with it and know how much more time we're going to have with the door repair, and then thinking, man, I got to do that again to the other side. Well, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. It's a little bit boring, but I just wanted to kind of go over some of that stuff with you. We're trying to put out a good product here, and even though it seems like the easy answer might be new doors, factory doors, whatever, you know, they both have their ups and downs. You got to pick your battles. You know, which one do you want to fight? You want to fight rust and bad bodywork repair, or do you want to fight new doors that don't fit and you got to go tweaking stuff? But at least you got new metal, you know. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed it, and like and subscribe to our channel. Appreciate you. Bye.